well, it's 11:42 Saturday. Yesterday was kind of a down day, although we did get a phone call that glitch number one, we have a problem with a paper. I mean, we've got all the papers to the closing for Houston, but one of the papers was held up, and we don't know if we're going to be able to close Monday. Hopefully someone will do something to get it done, because the van gets there Tuesday morning with our belongings. So we don't know what's going to happen there, but we had a good time last night. Got to see the grandkids and everybody, and we had some pizza, and it was just a fun afternoon. And then this morning, we kind of took our time getting up. We weren't going to leave at the crack of dawn. There was no reason. We get about 3 miles from our house, go to the gas station, and our son locks his keys in the car at the pump. So 1 hour later, the locksmith finally showed, and we got the keys out and got on the road. Then about 30 minutes after that, or maybe an hour after that on the road, we hit about an hour of traffic from an accident. So we're barely out of Tampa, and it's 11:42. So anyway, that's the excitement so far. I'll keep you updated with any more excitement. Hopefully the rest of the trip's extremely boring, and they call us Monday and say that the closing is moving forward on Monday. So anyway, talk to you later. Okay, we are in a rainstorm like we have been about 4 times today, like heavy duty rain, and just a lot of rain is slowing us down. So we were originally going to be at our hotel, we thought, by 4 o'clock, and now it's 6:30 Central Time. So anyway, it's a little loud, so I'm going to let you go, but I thought I would show you what I'm doing, just to spending my time. I'm coloring this thing, and I've got my markers here in my cup, and this is a book my friend Diane got me for my birthday. I didn't show you what she got me, I meant to, but this book, it's creative coloring inspiration, and it's just awesome. And she got me another book about being happy and having a happy day, and I need to show y'all that, so I will do that in another video. So anyway, we're just gonna continue driving till we get to Moss Point, Mississippi. We're staying the night there at a Hampton Inn. So yeah, I'll probably just talk to you tomorrow. Hi y'all, we are on day 2 of our trip to Texas. We are in Moss Point, Mississippi. If you're ever on I-10 making a trip, stay at the Hampton Inn in Moss Point. It was fabulous. The room was huge. It was great. We all slept good. It was real cold in the room. Good shower. You know, those important things. Although I didn't wash my hair this morning, obviously. Oh, another thing. I have decided on this particular trip, road trip, to stick with gluten-free, because I never do on the road, because it's difficult. You know, when you go to McDonald's, you know, what are you going to get? So I have been able to stick with it. Yesterday I had coffee in the morning. Did we have breakfast?
Seagull.
What's a sea? Oh, we're by the Gulf here. We're right by the Gulf. We just saw a seagull. They're following us. They're following us from Florida. We hate seagulls. Anyway, I don't think I had breakfast yesterday morning. And then for lunch, we went to McDonald's. It was the only place. And we ate. I had their Southwest grilled chicken salad. Yum! And it had this Newman's Own spicy dressing. It was so excellent. So that was gluten-free. And then for dinner, I had the chicken tortilla soup. And then this morning for breakfast, I had oatmeal, which you can have oats. Which way are we going? Oh, you're right. We're going towards New Orleans, but thank the Lord we're going around New Orleans. Not a fan. Although I lived there when I was little, and we used to go eat beignets at Café du Monde. And little did I know I was being French when I was 5, because we would have beignets and chocolate milk, and it was so good. And I still remember, that's one of my only memories of New Orleans was that. That's when my dad was flying helicopters off the oil rigs in New Orleans right before he got his job with Delta, which was amazing. Okay, update time. I have to...
Confession.
Full disclosure, as always on my channel, always honesty is the best policy. It's my only policy, even though sometimes I think I shouldn't tell the truth. 2 hours ago, it was 9:15. It is now 11:16. I told you that on this entire road trip, which is only 2 days long, I was going to stick with gluten-free. I've changed my mind, because for some reason, I'm craving this apple pie from McDonald's. We had a bathroom stop, and, you know, that's what happens sometimes. It smells divine, and it's boiling hot. That's why we haven't opened them yet, because they had to, as Scott said, they had to grow the apple tree, harvest the apples, make the dough. It took forever, in other words. Probably took 5 minutes, and we're sitting there going, where's my apple pie? Anyway, okay. What was I going to tell them? I had a whole thing. Okay, whole thing. When I get to Houston, you know, I'm going to share with you, obviously, how I feel about moving back to A, where I grew up, B, where I raised 2 of my kids through, like, elementary school. And literally, y'all, when I look at a map of Texas, the only place I would absolutely in a million years not want to live again is Houston. So it's kind of interesting that I'm going to the exact place that I didn't want to go to. So I'm going to have an attitude. Now remind me of this when my attitude gets crappy and I tell y'all I'm having a bad attitude. I'm going to be having a good attitude about Houston, because I'm going to find what there is to love about it, and I'm going to share it with you as I find it. And I was even thinking today that maybe I'll get into photography, as in, you know, with this camera. I don't mean a big fancy camera, Scott. And forcing myself to find...
Like your dad's.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to take pictures in Houston of things, or right around me, of things to be thankful for, blessings, and interesting things that I can find about Houston that are good. What? Oh, he says I need to take a picture of him. Okay, I'll take one. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing once I get unpacked. And that would force me. Maybe I'll do an Instagram one a day of what I, you know, take a picture of. And maybe I'll just do that actually for about a week. I'm not sure. What I'm not taking a picture of is my hair today, because I forgot to pull down my things that make this kind of hairdo look so much better. But if I start pulling them down now, the whole thing's going to come apart, and I'm not touching it till I get into a shower tonight. At the Comfort Inn, I had 4.7 stars, so I have good thoughts about it. Okay, that's my rambling for now, and if I think of anything else, he hates it when I do this, y'all, if you only knew. But he's glad I'm not speaking to him, because then he would have to answer me. Yeah. But anytime he gets frustrated with the move, the ride, the car, anything, I just always say, look in the mirror, look in the mirror. And all that means is, it's your fault this whole thing happened, that you got a job in Houston, of all places. It's really horrible. But we'll see what happens when I get there. Gorgeous pine trees. I have to say, I'm a fan of the pine. I'm a bigger fan of the palm, but I'm also a fan of the pine.
I just want you to know I'm accepting no guilt.
He never accepts guilt, and it makes me mad, because then I have to take the guilt on for both of us. I don't understand that. He doesn't take guilt. He doesn't worry about what people think. He doesn't obsess about the children, even though they're grown.
I've written them off.
He's written them off. He's kidding, y'all. Okay, it's update time. We just passed into the, what do we call it?
God's country.
God's country, the big state of Texas. So we're about an hour from Houston. We're going to go pick Scott's truck up at the plant and get to the hotel. And then we begin our prayer vigil that we get to close on the house tomorrow because there's a piece of paper.
I'll be praying over a margarita.
He said praying with a margarita. I don't know if that would be acceptable, Scott. Anyway, we have decided that we are going to go out to a Mexican meal tonight, of course. And we are going to be really, really praying that we get to close tomorrow because the furniture will be there Tuesday morning. There's a sign there. It says a little bit gaudy boutique. Maybe Texas has changed a little bit. I don't want to have to call the movers and tell them that they can't unload tomorrow, Tuesday, because I feel certain that will incur a fee on us if we're a day late. Did I already say that?
Yeah.
And then I'm getting punchy, like when you've been in a car too long. Is that the word? Anyway, then we're going to go cabin fever. Hi, just a quick video today to tell you about yesterday. We're on the way to the house right now to do our final walkthrough. We still don't know if we're going to close today. Might be in the morning, hopefully. The driver of our home goods, our driver called this morning and said, "What's up?" because I had alerted them that there was a problem. So we're just hoping, praying that it goes through today or tomorrow morning, because he wants to unload our stuff and head to Dallas, and I understand that completely. What else? Oh, yesterday when we got into Houston, we had to go by the plant where Scott works and pick up his truck. And then, of course, I used my GPS to get to the hotel, which is near our new home. It took us on the most bizarre odyssey. Let me give you a few examples of things that we saw on this trip, on this cross Houston. It didn't take us to the freeways. It took us on this back road through, I don't know what you would call it, less than desirable area. I'm telling you, here's a few things we saw. I mean, some things were fine, but some things were bizarre. Actually, all of it was bizarre. One thing we saw was, as we're driving through a neighborhood, 4 or 5 horses crossed right in front of us. People on horses, on horseback. And they were pretty horses, but we were not in an area that you would expect to see horses. Now, I remember that from high school. You'd see them in my little town, Conroe, but you wouldn't see people riding. Well, you would down where anyway, this is the city. You don't expect it, okay? Horses. Another time we looked up, and this man is tapping on I'm alone in my car. Wes is in his car. Scott's in his truck. I'm the leader because I have the GPS. Tap, tap, tap on the window. He's trying to sell me a watermelon in the middle of traffic. Then I look over and there's baby turtles for sale for $5. Now, I do have to admit, if my grandkids were living here, I would have bought them a baby turtle. Although I'm sure that's not, environmentally correct. But then another time a man comes up to the window. I mean, they're kind of aggressive. He wanted to sell me a newspaper. I didn't buy one. I didn't roll my window down.
He has tux on, though.
He had a tux on, though. Complete tux outfit in the heat and humidity of Houston. Then a boy rode past me on his bicycle. He was obviously going to play basketball, because how do you carry a basketball when you're having to ride your bike in traffic? You take your t-shirt and you stretch it out over your basketball like you're pregnant, and you ride your bike and you get to your basketball game. That was ingenious, I have to admit. What else? There was nothing else, but it was we passed this huge like Greek Orthodox church that was like a temple or something. I mean, it was beautiful. Then later on, we see all these people, and there's this big festival, and it's like a Vietnamese church, and it was really cool looking. I mean, I would have gone to the festival if we'd had time. And they had booths and stuff set up, and it was a big church. I don't know what kind of a church it was, but Anyway, that was, why are you laughing? Anyway, that was pretty cool. And why are you looking at me?
I'm minding my own business over here.
Oh. I always detect a look of, like, this is how he looks at me. Are you sure? Or do you know what you're talking about?
No.
So, we passed that, and, ooh, there's a cute coffee shop called the Daily Brew. I like that. But we're still about 10-15 minutes from the house. 5 miles. I won't be coming this far because there's another coffee shop I found 1 mile from my house that's so amazing. Ooh, Cafe Bella. That sounds good. Anyway, this is, so we're heading, and yeah, that's it. See ya. Hi everyone. I just had to stop a moment. I'm in a parking lot about a mile from the house. I have to tell you, this day has been incredible. We started at 7 a.m. Well, we started 2 days ago finding out that we might not close on the day we needed to close, and the movers are supposed to be, we were supposed to close yesterday, and the movers are supposed to unload today at 7, and we talked them into waiting, and we've got all this money waiting for them to tip them for waiting, and now we can't get the key, and so this lady's running to get the key, and it's a long story, and now it's raining. I mean, it's raining. Look. I mean, it's like a nightmare. Everything was going smoothly until 3 days ago. Our drive here did go smoothly and everything, but this has just been a nightmare. I mean, but I don't even know. I can barely talk. I'm so nervous. I'm not doing good. Okay. I'm not doing good. I'm trying so hard to be positive because there's a million other things that could go wrong, but now it's raining. And now we have to leave to go finish some stuff up while they're unloading, so I'm not going to even get to be there to tell them which room to put stuff in, and I just don't, everything's just not good. And I'm just commemorating this for you to let you know that I will be coming back on here to show you and tell you how everything worked out just fine in the end. So when you're going through something like this, I mean, the phone calls, the text messages, the emails, all day long. Sitting in the hotel room, sitting at Fuzzy Taco, sitting in the parking lot, sitting at the house, waiting for these papers to get gathered. And I'm just, I'm really not doing good, y'all. But you'll see. It's going to get better. I know it. I know it.